Early childhood, a time of change and growth. From birth, babies begin to develop the skills of learning their way around the world. It's easy to observe the development of a skill like walking. At first, babies only have the coordination to lift their heads. They progress to finer and finer control of hands and feet, to finer and finer control of body and balance. Motor abilities increase as nerve centers mature, but a baby needs continuing movement and learning experiences to perfect these skills. Babies begin by crawling on their stomachs, then creeping on hands and knees, then standing, then walking with assistance, and finally walking unaided. A similar process takes place in the development of vision. As a child develops finer and finer control of visual skills, vision is learned in the same way one learns to walk or to talk. To understand how vision develops, we need a common understanding of what vision is and how vision differs from sight or seeing. Sight, or seeing, refers to the response of the eye to any light that enters it. The eye aligns with the light source to center the distribution of light across the retina. The pupil dilates or constricts according to the intensity of the light that enters the eye. In this sense, the eye functions somewhat like a camera. Unlike a camera, however, we identify, interpret, and understand the patterns of light that are seen. This is what we mean by vision, the ability to understand or interpret the scenes our eyes see. Research shows that nearly everyone is born with the potential for good eyesight, but vision is learned and developed starting in infancy. Vision develops as babies grow. All babies have periods of time when they are best able to develop certain skills. Now, the pace varies, but children learn their visual skills in a predictable order. Learning to see involves the eyes and hands, in fact, the whole body, as the person learns to coordinate all parts as a team, to gather and process information through looking, feeling, and location, and to store the information for later use as patterns for muscle response and action. Vision is a mental act involving determination of object placement, form, color, distance, speed, and direction of movement. These abilities, once thought to be inherited, are also learned, developed, and changed throughout life. Newborn babies are attracted to patterns of light, although research suggests that any object beyond 8 inches is blurred. At 1 month, babies can briefly follow objects moved across their line of vision. Babies at this age may not have developed sufficient neuromuscular control to keep their eyes from crossing. Between 2 and 4 months, babies develop a match between what they see and touch. They find that objects look like they feel and feel like they look. And at about 4 months, children develop depth perception, the ability to see objects in space as three-dimensional and to judge distances. The eye should start working together at this time. By 6 months, babies usually develop control of the direction of their gaze so there is no eye drifting. They are also learning that hands are tools. The child sees and the hands respond. Later, playing hide-and-seek games with toys helps develop visual memory. Playing with nested toys or pots and pans helps develop concept of size and of insides and outsides. Creeping is essential as a prime teacher of overall body coordination. As babies first creep, then toddle around the house, they are learning to visualize their world, computing visual images for future reference. This creates a visual memory bank of recorded images and identifications. At 14 months, babies are usually real explorers since they can use their hands to take things apart and put them back together. They can judge distances and coordinate eyes and hands and throw things. From infancy on, a child's day is filled with lessons in spatial relationship. As they look, feel, taste, push, pull, throw, and drop everything they can get their hands on, babies are learning three-dimensional characteristics and functions. Children are so busy exploring the world around them that they often move faster than their eyes can guide them, especially beginning at 1 1/2 years. They seem to use both hands to pound, clunk, let fall, or smear things, and they love to build block towers rather than horizontal choo-choo trains. Normally, babies progress to greater coordination of hand and eye and to judging distances, direction, and speed. Very soon, the eyes begin to guide a little better and the child slows down, but they don't stop exploring with their hands, eyes, and body. During the period from 1 1/2 to 5 years, parents can observe how children correlate their vision with their posture, how they get about and how they handle things. An observant parent notices that 2-year-olds often use their eyes to decide just what to do with a toy. They won't just grab it and bang it around. They watch the toy while manipulating it. They like tiny toys now and beads and bits of crinkly paper. They may not stay with it long, but they can use their eyes effectively to guide their hands. By the age of 3, children can move their eyes freely without having to turn their head at the same time. Parents can observe some play behaviors that relate to the child's visual development. For example, a child who doesn't enjoy cutting and scissor play, or a child who will not stay with it for long, may not be ready for the near-centered world of school. By the age of 5, youngsters are getting ready for that big day of going to kindergarten. Many will have had their sight tested by a screening method to determine their visual acuity at a distance. It's important to examine the child's vision at this time, too. Naturally, seeing clearly at all distances is important, but vision involves the ability to process the information that the child sees.